Hey guys, this is Mauisnake. I wanted to this is kind of a rant, how I feel like people should approach like multiplayer competitive games that I don't think a lot of people take this route. So I wanted to just give my ideas about it. Um, so I see a lot of people try to play like Counter-Strike or Dota or pretty much any game, and like they'll start the game by kind of like running around, dying a lot, and then I think it's pretty natural that you don't want to die as much. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start playing passive, and you're gonna see how passive you need to play in order to be successful. And after doing that, then a lot of people just kind of like they stay passive, and they find a route that works for them on a certain map or something, and then they just kind of keep abusing that over and over again. Like, let's say you're playing on like Inferno, and you die at banana a couple times because you get pre-nated. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to like try to go to the other side of the map. You're going to go apps. So you're going to try working apps, and you're going to like try to take your time with it. You're going to play slowly, and you're not what's going to happen is you might find an effective route for it. You're going to catch people slipping just because people don't know what they're doing there as much. But like what you're not doing is expanding your game, and you're not changing your style either. You're probably finding a single route and you think, oh, this works, so I'm just going to keep doing this, and I'm always going to do this. But what you should actually do, in my opinion, if you want to learn a game and how to be better at it, you need to be playing more aggressively, and you need to be playing faster, and you need to like you're going to start Counter-Strike in the beginning, and you're going to suck because your aim sucks and you have all your mechanics are just bad. But you shouldn't like continue to believe that your mechanics are so bad and they're handicapping you, and you can start being more aggressive, and you can start like out aiming. You like after a while you're going to get good at aiming because you're going to just do like aim training all day. You're going to deathmatch all day. And like, why are you even doing that if you're only taking passive duels all the time? You can now be an entry fragger. You can try to like open up a bomb site by like just running in, and I'm not saying just hold W all the time or anything like that, but you should give it a shot. You should try switching up your method of playing in such a way that you're not doing what you used to do before because you were so handicapped by your mechanical skill. You should try using your mechanical skill and imposing it on people. The best players in the world can't really do this because everyone can aim at a certain point, and everyone is usually pretty confident to a certain level that they aren't going to be scared by a person just running at them. But it's a way like, but some pros still are entry fraggers, and some pros are still opening rounds up by making aggressive peaks here and there. And it's not something that you should just say, that's not in my game, I can't do that. So try to do different things when you play this game. Try to be the entry fragger sometimes. If you're playing matchmaking or you're playing pugs and you're on that grind to global or even like grind to A plus or whatever it is, you're really focused on just like hitting that higher ladder point, like even hitting B or DMG or getting out of silver or whatever it is. But you shouldn't really be you just shouldn't be so scared. Don't. Something I learned when I was playing Dota is that, I think some pro said this on their stream, that you basically, if you want to learn a new hero in Dota, what you have to do, and this is like the same for League of Legends, you're going to have to play that hero for a while, and you're not going to have success with them, and you're probably going to lose like 100 MMR or like whatever ranks in League of Legends are. And if you're playing Counter-Strike, you're going to have to play a different style, and you might lose a couple games because you aren't as effective for your team. But by doing that for a short-term loss, you're going to have such a long-term gain that it ends up being so worth it. And I just strongly advise people to try to branch out, try to make plays, try to be more aggressive in general. I see there's too many people right now that I'm seeing play this game that are learning it to be passive, and they're learning it to be basically scared all the time because they think that they can always get out aimed. But if you're deathmatching all day and you're doing aim training all day, and you're warming up really well all the time, why are you scared to take fights? You shouldn't be scared to take fights. You should embrace the fact that you've done so much aim training. Impose your aim onto the other players, because at a point of doing so much aim training, you're actually going to be better than them. And don't just think that the only thing that got you to where you are is your smarts, because let's face it, you probably actually aren't like as smart as you think if you only play one style all the time. Just because you know that one way doesn't mean you're actually very smart at the game. You need to branch out. Being dynamic is being smart is more than just playing passive. That's not what being smart is. Being smart is knowing when to use what style in certain situations. So that's basically my rant. Just I'm seeing this a lot in people that are trying to grow and be better at this game. They're starting off very slowly. They're starting off by being passive. They're not being aggressive. if you learn this game by being aggressive all the time, you're going to actually be an insane player. Because if you think the only thing you can do is push, yeah, eventually people will start being able to aim at you and you'll start dying a lot. But what you can really accomplish from that is that you know where people are going to be in the beginning of the round. You're going to know the round timings really well. You're going to know what nades to expect, where to like turn your back, where to like play an anti-flash kind of position. There's so many things that entry fraggers know that you don't know if you're playing passive all the time. And likewise, if you're playing aggressive all the time, you could try to learn the game by baiting after a while. I heard this from a friend. I don't know how accurate it is. I think it's pretty true, actually, because it seems pretty likely that the way Swag learned to be such a great clutcher is he would play pugs all the time, and he would just bait his team until it's a 1v3 or a 1v4 or even a 1v5, and he'd always try to win. He would try his hardest to win. And if you're uncomfortable in clutch situations, which I think is actually something I need to work on, I should probably bait more. I'm actually sometimes too aggressive. So if I were to just like be a bigger baiter, I would learn how to clutch better, and that's something I could do. So if you're an aggressive player, try to be more passive. And if you're more passive, try to be more aggressive. And don't just try to do it. Do it. Like, don't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna do it for a round or two." Like, do a whole pug like that. Do a few whole pugs like that. It's okay to lose a couple ranks if it's gonna make you a significantly better player in the long run. So that's pretty much it. It's basically all I wanted to say, guys. Thanks for listening. Catch me later.